Before we get started, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now in this video I want to talk about Digibyte and the statement that Digibyte will always be cheap. It would never reach $1. Digibyte will always remain at cents. The maximum it would ever reach is 25 cents. And the reason why you see people say this is because of its circulatory supply or its max supply. They say Digibyte will never get to this high beyond $1. It's bound to remain cheap because it has a large circulatory supply, or let's just go by the maximum supply, because as we know in 2035 the maximum supply of Digibyte would be 21 billion. So what they're basically saying is the supply is too large and it's going to be a barrier. It's going to prevent Digibyte from ever reaching a value beyond pennies and cents. Now, this is what I'm going to be discussing about in this video, that statement, and why I personally disagree with that statement, and I think it's a shallow way of thinking, and you don't really appreciate or grasp or understand the depths of Digibyte and the cryptocurrency space and where everything is likely going. So let's get started. So the first reason why I mainly disagree with that statement is because I think people that say that are undermining Digibyte. They're undermining how superior Digibyte is as a decentralized blockchain compared to all the other cryptocurrencies ahead of it on CoinMarketCap. So Digibyte is ranked at 37. If we go to CoinMarketCap, we see Digibyte here. Now ahead of it, all these blockchains ahead of it, Digibyte is superior, more decentralized than these blockchains ahead of it, even Bitcoin for that matter. If the value of Digibyte or cryptocurrency in general was solely based on its blockchain technology and nothing else alone, that was the only thing that was to determine the value of Digibyte and cryptocurrency, is how well is the blockchain technology and which has the best tech, then I would say that Digibyte should at least be in the top 3 cryptocurrencies in my opinion. Digibyte should be in the top 3, no doubt about it, if it's only based upon tech and that's the reason why or how the value of a cryptocurrency is determined. Now, I just want to say, I should have said this in the beginning of the video, but everything I say in this video is my opinion and feel free to have your own, but this is just my opinion why I disagree with the fact or with the statement when people say that Digibyte will never go beyond cents due to its supply. It's my opinion, it's my speculation. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own opinion. So to imply that Digibyte must remain this cheap at cents and pennies, despite the fact that Digibyte has a better blockchain than all these coins ahead of it on CoinMarketCap, and it even has a better blockchain than the top 10 cryptocurrencies. If you look at them, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Tether, Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi Vision, which are just forks off of Bitcoin. I don't know why people would waste their money on this. You might as well stick with the legacy and the original blockchain. Anyways, Litecoin, Binance, all these coins, Cardano, despite Digibyte having a superior blockchain than the coins in the top 10, and despite that, and if you still think despite that it must remain cheap, then I don't think you appreciate the tech that Digibyte really has to offer, and you're basically undermining it. Because you have to remember, and you can't just ignore the fact that Digibyte as a blockchain is just a superior blockchain, not only against Bitcoin, but against all those other cryptocurrency projects in the top 10. If you compare blockchain for blockchain, you won't see any of them that has a decentralized blockchain as much as Digibyte does. And if you love decentralization, and if you think that is one of the reasons why Bitcoin has value, then Digibyte has a even superior decentralization than Bitcoin. It's more decentralized. It's more scalable than Bitcoin. Much faster. And not just faster than Bitcoin, it's faster than Litecoin, it's faster than Ethereum, it's faster than a lot of those cryptocurrencies in the top 10, more secure, more scalable, more stable due to its real-time difficulty adjustment, and it's just superior. You cannot ignore and undermine these features of Digibyte as a blockchain and imply, in my opinion, that it's going to remain sense despite its blockchain tech being on a whole different level. Because if you still believe it's going to remain at sense, then you don't appreciate what Digibyte has to offer, or you don't understand what Digibyte really has to offer. And to me personally, rationally, that makes no sense to not see or appreciate any value in what the Digibyte blockchain has to offer compared to all the other blockchains out there. And I think its features, is going to play a factor in giving Digibyte value in the future. So another point why I disagree is due to the growth in the overall cryptocurrency market. If you look at the cryptocurrency market cap, it's at 218,710,961,652. This is the total market capitalization of the whole cryptocurrency space at 218 billion. Now, I think it is inevitable that a lot more money would eventually pour into the cryptocurrency space. And when you look at where we are as a market cap, we are really at the bottom end of the list. That does make sense because as a market, we have only been around for 11 years now. So this does mean that we also have a lot of room to grow ahead of us. So here's the data on this is a bit old, so the numbers may be higher. For instance, Jeff Bezos is worth more than 112 billion today, and the stock of Amazon market cap may be worth more than 970 billion. So the numbers may be higher because I think this data was taken on the September the 17th, 2018. So it's like less than 2 years out. However, the same layout or the same ranking is similar today, but the numbers may be just a bit higher. So if you look at Bill Gates' net worth, 90 billion, Bitcoin's overall market cap is 112 billion. We can quickly check what Bitcoin's market cap is. So $175 billion, yeah? So Bitcoin market cap is at $175 billion. And then Jeff Bezos, his market cap is at, his net worth is at 112 billion. But according to today's data, Jeff Bezos' net worth now is 144.9 billion as of 2020. 144.9 billion USD. So the ranking here is a little bit different. Bitcoin is ahead of Jeff Bezos today. Okay. Now the all cryptocurrency market is at 202 billion. We know it's around 269 billion USD. I like it in GBP. So 270 billion USD. So as you can see, so here's the cryptocurrency market, and then you have Amazon. Amazon has a bigger market cap. This company alone, if we were to look at things like Amazon, has a market cap in the trillions today. So here it says Amazon has a market cap at 970 billion. In fact, Amazon's market cap is in the trillions. And then we have Apple. Apple's market cap is at 1.38 trillion. So Apple's market cap and Amazon's market cap alone, individually as companies, is larger than the whole cryptocurrency space, which is just at 275 billion today. Then we have the amount of dollars in circulation at 1.5 trillion. You have the gold market cap at 7.8 trillion. Today, that's about 9 trillion. You have the physical money in existence, 34.4 trillion. With the way the central bankers and the governments are all printing out money at the moment, this is probably so much more. It's much more than 34.4 trillion. And then you have the stock market. The overall stock market capitalization is at 67.5 trillion. And then you have all money in existence at 86.5 trillion. So on this list, the cryptocurrency space as a whole is at the bottom. It's at the end. I mean, if you combine Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates' net worth together, it'll be more than the whole cryptocurrency space. That's how small the cryptocurrency market cap is, the whole cryptocurrency market cap. This is just to put everything into perspective, that we are a tiny market cap you have a company like Facebook. The market cap of Facebook is at 641.30, so 641 billion. So imagine that the market cap of Facebook, that social media platform, is worth than the overall cryptocurrency space at 641 billion, and the cryptocurrency space is not even 300 billion at the moment. And we're talking about a space that could one day be more than the overall gold market cap. It could one day be in the physical money realm, because who knows if cryptos can become physical, if cryptos can become a sort of money, then we're talking about the ranking of this space could be in the multi-trillions. Look at all this money that can potentially pour into the cryptocurrency space. Money from the stock markets that can potentially be poured into the cryptocurrency space. Money from the gold market cap and precious metals that can potentially be poured into cryptocurrency space by investors. And money from the physical money realm, 34.4 trillion, as the government keeps printing out money and people are looking for different assets to put their money into, like safe havens, like gold, and they're looking for something else, and they're looking to cryptocurrencies. Look at all this money that can potentially be poured into the cryptocurrency space. So to think that cryptocurrencies would remain as a whole, the whole space would remain this small as a small market, is very unlikely, in my opinion. And there's a lot of room for a lot more money to flow into the cryptocurrency space. At least some of it, I believe, once this money starts flowing into the cryptocurrency space, would reach Digibyte in the future. And this is one reason why I disagree when people say that Digibyte cannot grow in value because of its supply. You need to remember that in a multi-trillion-dollar market cap, Digibyte could easily have a market cap at 21 billion. And that is basically every Digibyte being worth $1 each. And we're talking about the overall cryptocurrency space being a multi-trillion-dollar market cap, like next to gold, next to physical money, somewhere in between the two. Then Digibyte could easily have a market cap of 21 billion. That is not difficult at all, and it's not even far-fetched. It's not even impossible. You got to understand that there's a lot of growth, potential growth, that is ahead of this cryptocurrency space. We're at the bottom of the list, and cryptocurrency is still new. It's only been around for 11 years. People are still understanding it. People are still trying to grasp it. People are still finding and creating ways to make it easy for the masses to adopt it. Just think of where this space could go within the next 10 years and all the money that the government's printing. To think that this market cap would remain this low and that it would not grow into the trillions, then I don't think you appreciate what this space even has to offer. And I believe when this happens, money is going to flow into Digibyte inevitably, because, as I explained in my first point, you can't undermine what Digibyte has to offer as a blockchain. And just to prove my point, another thing I would like to show is that during the last bull run, other cryptos with much larger circulatory supplies than Digibyte, such as Ripple, for example, and even Cardano. Now, Ripple has a circulatory supply of 44 billion. Cardano has a circulatory supply of 25 billion. And if you look at what people are saying where Cardano is going to go and Ripple, people believe Cardano can reach over $1, and people believe Ripple would one day reach between $1 to $10. Now, feel free to disagree, but there are lots of people out there that think that's possible, and they have their reasons why. And we must not forget that both of those coins or tokens have already, anyways, went over $1 from being worth cents to reach tens of billions in market cap growth. We could look at Ripple, and it reached a market cap of 111 billion. This is in 2018, at the start of 2018, and a price of £2.89 GBP. So that was probably well over $3. Okay? And look at its circulatory supply. It already had a supply far above and beyond Digibyte when this happened. Remember, Digibyte's max supply is 21 billion and its circulatory supply is 13 billion. Ripple already has a circulatory supply of 44 billion, and that did not stop this coin from gaining huge values, from its market cap of growing up to over 100 billion. That did not stop it. Its supply did not prevent the growth of Ripple. And the same with Cardano. You look at Cardano, it reached over £1 and it had a market cap of 26 billion. Now the circulatory supply is 25 billion. That's already above Digibyte at 21 billion, and it reached over £1. People see it's going to happen again as Cardano continues development and upgrading itself. Remember, Cardano wants to add Shelly, the latest upgrade, to become more decentralized. Digibyte is already decentralized, more decentralized. So this has happened to Cardano. It already reached over £1. That means it was over $1, and its circulatory supply is in the billions, way above Digibyte. So this just basically shows you that when people say Digibyte cannot reach X amount, it has to remain in cents, it cannot go beyond cents because of its circulatory supply, they don't really know what they're talking about, because if other coins have done it that are inferior to Digibyte, despite having a much larger supply, and they still went over £1, over $1, and they still reached billions in market cap, then Digibyte can do it as well. So to think Digibyte can't do it because it has a max supply of 21 billion is just completely absurd in my opinion. Also, another reason why I disagree is for every Bitcoin, there will be 1,000 Digibyte. That's the ratio between Bitcoin and Digibyte. Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million. Digibyte has a max supply of 21 billion. So the supply ratio is 1 to 1,000, and there is no reason why one day in the far distant future even that the price ratio between Bitcoin and Digibyte can't be the same. And what I mean by that is where Bitcoin is valued at £10,000, for instance, then Digibyte can be valued at £10. Or where Bitcoin is valued at $10,000, Digibyte at $10. That's possible. It is possible as the market, the cryptocurrency market, matures and dead projects. Remember, there's a lot of dead projects in the cryptocurrency space. We have 5,530 cryptocurrencies. Do you really think each 5,530 cryptocurrencies are necessary, are needed, are valuable, useful products or projects or blockchains that we actually need? Of course not. A lot of them are nonsense, garbage, and projects that are just money grabs, that are going to go nowhere, that are just hanging on by a string. A lot of these projects are going to die out. And as the cryptocurrency space matures and these dead projects die out, and the strong ones like Digibyte, because Digibyte is definitely one that I would consider a strong project with what it has to offer with its technology. And as these strong projects like Digibyte keep growing, it's possible that eventually the ratio between Bitcoin and Digibyte reaches a similar ratio with its supply, 1 to 1,000. Bitcoin is at 10,000, Digibyte is at $10. Bitcoin reaches 100,000, Digibyte reaches $100. It's not far-fetched. Remember, the cryptocurrency space has a lot of room for growth ahead of it, and so does Digibyte, and a lot of these projects are going to die out within the cryptocurrency space, and that money is going to flow into good cryptos, good altcoins, and Digibyte is definitely going to be one of them. I'm certain that Digibyte at least fits the criteria to be a very good, superior altcoin. And another thing is that there are only 7.8, to round it up, billion people in this world. And if every single one of these people, the 7.8 billion, wanted to have Digibyte equally, they would only have 2.69 Digibyte each, and that's going by the maximum supply of 21 billion Digibyte. These individuals would never ever be able to own 3 Digibyte each. If everyone in the world wanted to own 3 Digibyte each, it would be impossible. The population's 7.7 billion. If everyone wanted to own 3 Digibyte each, it's just not going to happen. They can't do it. There is not enough supply of Digibyte to give everyone 3 Digibyte each. And then we can look at the amount of millionaires we have in this world. There are 46.8 million millionaires currently in this world. If each of them wanted to add Digibyte to their portfolio, imagine the 46.8 million millionaires, they all said, oh, I want to have some Digibyte in my portfolio. They could only ever buy 448 Digibyte each, which currently cost just around £6.60. These millionaires would never ever be able to own 500 Digibyte each. Think about that. Every millionaire out of the 46.8 million of them, if they wanted to say, I want to own 500 Digibyte each, they would never be able to own 500 Digibyte each. They could only ever own 448 Digibyte each. And why is that? Why is that? Because of the max supply of 21 billion. And the point I'm trying to show here, or the point I'm trying to make here, is that even though Digibyte is 1,000 times more in supply than Bitcoin, it is still scarce, limited, and finite amount in supply. It is a very scarce asset. It's limited. It's finite amount. Every person on this planet cannot own even 4 Digibyte each. So think about that. Digibyte is scarce. It has a max capped supply. It's finite. It has the same principles as Bitcoin. The only difference is that the ratio between a Digibyte and a Bitcoin is 1 to 1,000. That is not such a big deal when you put things into perspective, is it? So compare that to fiat currency now, which has an endless, unlimited supply. The fiat currency supply is just being printed by bankers in every single country around the world, and there's no end to their ability and their limit to print this fiat currency. It's just being printed, created digitally, typed onto computer screens. Billions, hundreds of millions, trillions of dollars are just being made from nothing. Now compare a cryptocurrency like Digibyte, which has just a 21 billion maximum supply. There would never be a single Digibyte more than 21 billion. Compare that to fiat currency, which is just being printed in the trillions. Just to put things into perspective, how despite being 21 billion, Digibyte is still extremely scarce and limited. Due to Digibyte's supply of just 21 billion, Digibyte can very well be perceived as a store of value one day with its limited supply. There's no reason why it can't be, as well as be used as a currency for even microtransactions. You have to remember that Bitcoin is perceived as valuable because of its scarce supply of 21 million. That's what gives Bitcoin's value. That is what models the value of Bitcoin, modeling the value of Bitcoin based on scarcity. Now, you may not think Bitcoin is valuable because it has no utility, and according to you, it may not be valuable, but that's just your subjective opinion on what gives something value. There's a lot of people out there, and I am one of them as well, that gives Bitcoin value, despite the fact that it has no utility, despite the fact that it has all these limitations on its blockchain. I still give Bitcoin value because of its scarce supply. And that's my argument as to why Bitcoin has value and will have value, is because people now perceive it to be something of value. And as a result of its scarce supply, that gives it more value, because there's only a limited amount of Bitcoins out there that would ever be created. And when you compare that to what's happening in the fiat currency world, where money is being created left, right, and center, that makes Bitcoin look even more attractive with its scarce, limited supply. And it's subjective. If enough people, which seems to be the case, subjectively see Bitcoin as something of value because of its decentralized, censorship-resistant, permissionless blockchain, despite its limitations and its monetary policy of being a currency that has a maxed, capped, fixed supply, if people perceive that to be the reason why Bitcoin has value and is something valuable subjectively, and that's their reasons why, and they're willing to give Bitcoin demand, and enough people around the world does that, then Bitcoin will grow in value despite having no utility. It does not need utility if people perceive it to be valuable just the way it is, with the supply as a result of the supply that it has and its scarcity. So that's something I just want to put out there, because I see people say, oh, Bitcoin needs utility, otherwise it has no value. That's your opinion, and that's fine. If that's what you want to judge its value based on, that's great. But you have to look at what everyone else around the world is doing. All the people that are getting into Bitcoin, do they care? No. They see Bitcoin as valuable because of its blockchain tech, despite its limitations, and on top of that, mostly because of its scarce, limited supply. They model the value of Bitcoin based upon its scarce supply, and that's why they give Bitcoin value. They don't care that they can't really use it. They're just happy to buy it, hold it, hoard it, store it, accumulate it, stack it, and save it. That's what they're happy to do, and they see that as better than putting all their wealth in fiat currency, which we know the government is destroying its value through printing. So now, that's a good point I'm trying to make here, is that Bitcoin, despite everything, is still seen as a store of value. But we know that Bitcoin is not good to make transactions because of its limitations. Now, Digibyte, remember, Digibyte also has a max supply, but it's only 1,000 times more than Bitcoin. Digibyte at 21 billion can also be perceived as a store of value one day, with it, because it also has a limited supply. It has the same features as Bitcoin, but just superior. It has the same monetary policy as Bitcoin, but it's just more in supply, and it's capped nonetheless. So not only can Digibyte be perceived as a store of value one day, just like Bitcoin. However, one thing Digibyte can do that Bitcoin can't at the moment is that Digibyte can also be used as a currency for microtransactions. Bitcoin is not really the best to use for microtransactions due to its limitations. We've discussed the limitations here. It's slow. Digibyte is much faster, and so on. The confirmation times are longer with Bitcoin. It's shorter with Digibyte. The fees are more expensive with Bitcoin. It's much cheaper with Digibyte. So using Digibyte in microtransactions online, it can be done. The core blockchain of Digibyte is superior to Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs secondary layers to increase its speed, like Lightning Network. Digibyte at the core level, on the blockchain level, does what Lightning Network already does. It's superior. So Digibyte can be perceived one day as a store of value. And on top of that, not only that, Digibyte can also be used as a currency. It kills two birds with one stone. Bitcoin cannot do that. Bitcoin can be the gold. Digibyte can be the real silver, not Litecoin. Yeah, so Digibyte has the potential to be a store of value in the future. And like I said, everyone in this world cannot even have more than 3 Digibyte each. If the whole population of this world wanted to own Digibyte, they cannot have more than 3 Digibyte each. And if every millionaire wanted to own Digibyte in this world, and I'm not including the billionaires, just the millionaires only. Remember, there's billionaires. And if every millionaire on this planet wanted to own Digibyte, they cannot own more than 500 Digibyte each. Yeah, so to basically round off this video, to conclude this video, to end this video, in my opinion, the supply of Digibyte at 21 billion is by no means an issue in preventing it from gaining value and being worth over $1. No means an issue at all. The only thing Digibyte needs is more awareness. As a result, that would increase the demand for Digibyte, and that would organically happen over time, in my opinion, Remember, Digibyte is only 6 years old. Digibyte is a baby in the cryptocurrency space compared to Bitcoin, which is also a baby compared to other markets. Digibyte is tiny. Digibyte is just starting out. So to be involved in Digibyte now, you are an early adopter. This coin is a bloody baby, and you are an early adopter if you are involved in Digibyte. So if you really believe that Digibyte has reached its peak at cents and can't grow beyond $1, then you must also think, in my opinion, that the crypto market has run its course and there is no growth for the cryptocurrency space ahead of it. And this is where we are. This is where we're going to stay. If that's your opinion, then fine. But I think personally there is tremendous room for growth in the cryptocurrency space, and solid projects like Digibyte have a lot of room for potential growth ahead of it. If you just look at this, just look at the market cap of Digibyte in the past 6 years, you can see that it has grown tremendously from being a market cap at 398,578 to even reaching a high of it went over $1 billion at one stage, over £1 billion. And what is this? In 2018, this is 4 years. 4 years later, it ran from less than 400,000 to over $1 billion in 4 years. And you don't think that in the next 4 years there's not growth ahead of it? In the 4 years after that, there's not growth ahead of it? In the next decade, you don't think this superior blockchain cryptocurrency is not going to grow? As more money enters the space, as more people become aware of Digibyte organically, you don't think it's going to grow? You think it's going to remain at cents forever? I mean, seriously, I mean, how do you do your research? How do you come to these conclusions? I mean, people would say that it's going to remain at cents because of the supply. I mean, what about coins like Ripple, Cardano that proves that despite the supply, if there's momentum behind the coin, it can reach and break through all sorts of barriers. And look at the market cap. The market cap is growing over time. You can see what's happening with Digibyte. This is on a log scale, because on a log scale you can basically, it shows you the growth in like percentages. So 81,000 to 810,000, that's basically a times 10. So that's a 1,000% increase. 810,000 to next times 10, 8.1 million. It's 1,000% increase. So you can see Digibyte from each segment, it's gone up by thousands of percents in market cap. From here all the way to here, the amount it increased by, it's like every time it jumps a block, that's like 1,000% increase in market cap, a times 10 increase. And from here to here, from 8.1 million market cap to 81 million, that's 1,000% increase. It did that when? In 2017 in the same year, it jumped from like 7 million all the way up to 106 million. It went over 1,000% increase, times 10, and then it did it again. And yes, now it has taken a fall, but look at the fall it's taken. It hasn't really went back down to the bottom, has it? The fall that it's taken is only because the cryptocurrency market overall, across the board, every token, coin had their fall during this bear market. But then, like with everything else, it's starting to increase again. And the market cap could be in the billions, easily. Like I said, a 21 billion Digibyte is not far-fetched. People just need to do their own research and do your own due diligence to have their own confidence in their investments. And then you need to have the long-term patience to ride this all out. If you can do your due diligence, you can do your own research, you would have confidence in what you invest in. Don't listen to me. My video is just speculation. Always do your own research. I could be 100% wrong. This is just my opinion. Go and form your own by doing the research. And then if you come to the conclusion that this coin this token has potential and the cryptocurrency market space has potential to grow, then you need to have the long-term patience to ride this all out in order to reap the reward.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so as to not miss my next video. Take care and goodbye.